Leaving the UK 6 months ago was terrifying. The night before, I was in tears at one point. Everything was wrong. I felt my helmet was too tight, my luggage was all wrong, it was all positioned wrong. Everything was wrong, my clothing, everything. And I was just in a state of panic. I drew the route out on the map and found that it suddenly looked like an impossibility. Like, there's no way I can do this. This is crazy. What am I thinking? Rhonda and I have now done 16,500 miles, and we've gone through Europe. We did slight detours. We went through Poland and Serbia, so not the usual route through Croatia that way. And then we went into Turkey, which was wonderful, right the way through Turkey along the west coast, which was beautiful. And then we hit Iran. We went from north all the way down to south. And then from there we went over to Dubai, right the way through India, did about 3,000 miles right the way up to the highest point of India in the Himalayas, which was an amazing time. And then from India we went to Nepal, gone round Thailand, through Laos, and now we're here in Malaysia. I think when the road disappears and you end up with no tarmac and you're on a mountain track somewhere, for me, they are some of the best bits. I mean, I'm no expert, but I've done a fair bit of off-roading in my time, and it's intimidating at times. So if you're on your own and you drop the bike, that's always at the back of your mind. You know, I'm coming up a mountain track. I don't know what's coming. I think that's probably the scariest thing, is that you don't really know what's coming up that track. And you think, am I on the right road? And if I drop it and I'm stuck underneath it, that could be a problem. But actually, it's just the most invigorating feeling to be up there, and it's a real feeling of freedom. I think some of my toughest days were in India. It gave me some of my best and some of my worst days, that country. It was extremely hot, so we were there midsummer. The traffic is unbelievable. It's kind of like everybody told me it was going to be. So you have trucks coming up the wrong side of the road, you have cows jumping out, people, there's no rules. So those were really some of the hardest days, I think. I have no regrets about the bike I chose. Rhonda has been a perfect companion. I have every faith in this bike, and anything else is just for show. You know, any bigger bike would have just been for show. This bike has been brilliant. She's coped with everything I've thrown at her, with the heat, with the traffic, with the altitude. I even talk to her, and I pat her now and again and say, well done, Rhonda, you're doing a great job, particularly when she's got me through a tough bit. I've got another 12 months on the road. We have a bit of a time limit here because one of my objectives is to get to Antarctica. Now, my boat is waiting for me on the 8th of February from South America, so we've really got to make sure we get this bit right. Antarctica is something I cannot miss. It'll mean that seventh continent, that elusive continent that so many people don't get to see with their bikes. So I'm really looking forward to that, although I'm a little nervous about the crossing. This journey has been a dream for me for a very long time, so the expectations were pretty high. And it's no fairy tale. I mean, it's not all easy, of course, and it was never meant to be. In fact, when it's too easy, sometimes I get a little bit bored, believe it or not. But it certainly has lived up. It's gone beyond my expectations as far as the generosity of people. The random acts of kindness are just unreal. You know, for example, riding through Iran, one of the biggest dangers was people leaning out of their cars as you ride along to try and offer you water or a sandwich or something. So it really has lived up to expectations. I'm having a brilliant time.